Good morning. It is about quarter after 11 UTC. Just going to do a quick Bitcoin update because there isn't a whole lot change from yesterday. Other than we're doing some localized gains after retesting the support at 58K. So looking at the liquidation stuff, we cleared out quite a bit of it. Now any new lows under this low that we just made at 58K likely means we go to 57K. I think that's a pretty high probability on any new lows that we create here. That being said, we've been sideways now since the nuke down from yesterday, looking like we're pretty close to some nice short liquidity to the upside, potentially doing an underside retest at 61.4. That's going to be, determinant if we start gaining above 60K here, which is still the localized resistance for the most part. Looking over at the economic calendar, again, nothing crazy, just crude oil today came in lower or not as low as expected. Looking at the GDP and initial jobless claims, that's going to be an hour before the New York Stock Exchange tomorrow. This is really important stuff. Expect some volatility caused by these numbers. The economic numbers have been coming in for the last couple of weeks and even a couple of months now have been very positive. So hopefully we'll see that kind of continue going into September, where there's that potential for rate cuts on the 18th. Looking over at trading light for Bitcoin specifically, yes, we do have quite a bit of order book imbalances right above us. Even a localized gain at 59.9K, that's a potential squeeze up to retest these lows. 61.4, call it that. That's the low that's important. If we can start regaining that, we can actually start potentially achieving 63.5. So these are the three main local levels outside of the support. And obviously, if we create new lows here, we have to go to 57K on any new loss of the localized support structure. Open interest is also increasing, so we're actually seeing people entering longs here. So just be advised, that's not always positive for upside movement. Generally, if we're seeing some kind of like grindy upside, we'd like to see people trying to short it. However, people are still trying to long, so there's that potential for pain. Just watch that flip in case we get it. It might be a nice little squeeze up to retest structure that we lost from the 28th. The order books are relatively clean. The biggest thing is up here at 60.6. There's a nice chunk. I would expect most of that gets pulled if price starts accelerating it into it. So I'm not expecting that much. It's not it's a couple thousand, but definitely quite a bit of order book stacking and shorts above us comparatively to longs below us. With that big liquidation event, of course, on the 27th that carried over to the 28th. Looking at localized stuff, just to give some perspective, we're gaining the local TPO, which is good. So that's pretty positive. Nice, really nice gain about, 5-6 hours ago. So that was a nice little gain to pop back up to retest stuff. We'd like I said, to get above this structure. This is going to be the kind of the localized failure point. We 60, what is that? 59.1, 59.2K, call it that. This TPO line is the last 2 days in a row. So all of the major volume control for this range is here. We don't want to lose that either. We're getting up into the high part of this localized range, and any gain should move us back to the upside. Secondary losses at 59.1. Then we start looking 59.1, 59.2. Then we start looking for downside, potentially to create new lows. We haven't regained anything. Remember, we're still downtrending as we broke structure. We talked about that on Monday with the loss at 63.5K, which forced us to test lower. And at 62K, obviously, that forces us to go 61.4 and now sub 60K. So lots of stuff to regain, but by the end of the week, but we still have time. So let's hopefully we can get it. Looking at some local footprint stuff. Yeah, still very much long. All of the late shorts that were entered in yesterday and the day before, like in the dump, those are getting punished, especially from yesterday. All of these guys are getting punished right now. So watch that kind of like upside fail if we get like a nice little touch at the high here. Right, maybe it just pops above and then we start wicking below, kind of secondary failing to flush back down to punish these late longs that are coming in below us. So we'll keep an eye on that. Looking over for the plan, no major changes from yesterday. The big thing here, I've kind of highlighted here, this is 1 hour and 4 hour demand. So pretty decent amount of demand structure we have here. It's also, I believe, some stuff on the daily, which is decent. Quite a bit of resistance above us, but like I said, we're starting to flip 59.5. We're starting to potentially flip some of these levels above us. The big thing here that matters in my mind, we are doing a bullish backtest. So let's see if this plays out. If we secondarily lose this kind of local 59.5 level, lose that local support that we're building at 59.5, that's likely to give us a push back down to test the lows again. And of course, the more often you test stuff, the more likely it is to break, right? It allows liquidity and orders to stack in the same spot. So this downside drive we saw, that actually led to this nice little pop back up. higher low regain to go higher back up to 59.5. So that's done. That's already been done now. And now we're looking at a potential gain here to squeeze back higher. Any localized failures that start failing the previous daily open, 59.5, this is your local kind of mid-range, which you're looking to hold. If you see that loss, yep, flip short. For me right now, again, the easy trades are kind of gone in this area. We're potentially building some demand here. So this is actually looking kind of decent, as we just saw it just popped in. So that's really nice to see if we get some actually demand being created. I like the idea for squeeze back up just to punish late shorts and then also retest structure before failing. Again, we start losing 59.5 or the daily open at 59K, likely a continuation down, especially any new lows created here and the loss of this 58K support. That 58K support is everything. If we lose that, we are high time frame downtrending, as well as probably forcing a 57K and potentially lower retest. So the time being, it looks all right. It looks like a continuation. This is not healthy price action as far as like tradability on 1 hour, 4 hour. If you're trying to scalp at low time frame, good luck to you. Outside of that, the easy one here is there's a potential short from the high if we come back into this structure to come back down and go lower. Other than that, not super interested until we start getting some better direction. Yeah, because we are downtrending. So that's that. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.